When you turn 20, it's like a new chapter of your life just started. You're an adult now, you're no longer a teenager. It's an incredible time, but it can also be overwhelming with uncertainty and challenges that you've never faced before. When I was 20, I had no idea what I was doing with my life. I was just moving forward and hoping that things would work out. And I'm sure that a lot of you watching in your 20s or even in your 30s, you're going through the same. You're not sure where you're headed yet, but you're moving forward and trying to figure it out. I have 5 lessons that I truly wish that I knew when I was 20, and I want to pass that along to you. And I'm sure that if you apply these 5 lessons to your life, you will not only be more successful, you also be happier. First one being focus on and develop better communication skills. This is life-changing. When I moved from Brazil to the US, I spoke no English. I'll never forget my first day here. I was terrified. I had no friends. I didn't speak the language. How am I supposed to learn anything? That was the first time I realized how important communication was. People would talk to me and I had no idea what they were saying. I wasn't a dumb kid. I got straight A's in Brazil, but I felt dumb. I felt embarrassed. I decided on that first day of school that not only would I learn English, but I would get A's in English, even if it wasn't my native tongue. And my situation was more extreme, right? I had to learn a whole new language. But for a lot of you, for most of you, that's not what you need to do. All you need to do is improve your vocabulary. It's not a new language. When you're eloquent, when you're a great storyteller, people stop and listen. It's an incredibly powerful tool that you'll have for the rest of your life. And because I put a lot of effort into learning English, I'm now able to shoot these videos in English. When I have a point and I want to give my opinion on something, people listen because I spent so much time refining my communication skills that I can effectively convey my point. So take time in your 20s, expand your vocabulary, and learn how to talk to a room full of people. That will give you a massive advantage for the rest of your life, in your professional life, in your dating life, and with your friendships. Lesson number 2, get to work. In your 20s, that's when you hustle. You're still young, you have the energy. Get out there and start working. Try different jobs that you think would interest you and start making some money. In my 20s, I had so many jobs. It's actually crazy. It's comical. I was an EMT. I worked at Best Buy, I was a bouncer, I did landscaping, I hosted a show about video games, I worked at Google, and I owned a professional gaming team. I even became a full-time fashion influencer, as you can see, and that's not even all of it. Even when I was working a 9 to 5 at Google, I had a 6-figure salary and I'd still come home and shoot these videos because I was trying to make it. I wanted to make it so bad. I loved my job at Google, but I didn't want to work for someone else. I wanted to work for myself. Plus, I knew that this was my true passion. And I'm so passionate about this that I spent the last 2 years working on this project that I'm about to review. Over 45 videos and hours of content created to help you do the same for yourself. Now, when people see my apartment in New York City and the cars that I drive and the watch collection, I always get immediately asked the same question. What do you do for work? And when I say social media, they look pretty confused, and I get it. Most people don't know that it's a huge business. But you have to remember, I'm working on campaigns with brands like MasterCard, Omega, Old Spice, McLaren, Creed, Delta. These aren't small mom and pop shops. These are big campaigns for massive brands. And it's not just me, a lot of other influencers are doing the same. And I wanna teach you how I did it. That's why I created the social media success system. I wanted to show you how you can have a great Instagram profile that will get you noticed. Then show you how to create content that stands out and gets you followers as quickly as possible so that you can work with incredible brands and either have a great side hustle that brings in a few extra thousand a month or even quit your full-time job and work for yourselves like I did. The videos are gonna show you how I shoot my videos that you see on Instagram. I'll show you the strategies that I use to grow my IG, how I edit my photos, how to get more brand deals and campaigns so that you can get that extra income and so much more. I put a crazy amount of time and effort into making this entire program, and I'm really proud of how it turned out because I want to make sure that I was giving you all the tools that you need to grow your own Instagram page. Whether you're just starting out and don't have a following, or maybe you already have over 100,000 followers, you're an established creator. The videos in the program were designed to help you no matter where your starting point is. But remember that I can only show you all the techniques that I use. You still have to apply them yourself. So go over the videos, learn the strategies that I used, but put in the time. How much better would your life be if you had that extra income? Hit that first link in the description below, check out the new program, and I'll see you there. Lesson number 3 is be curious. And this is a lesson that I didn't really fully learn until later in my life, and I wish I paid attention to it earlier. I was always kind of curious, but never realized the correlation between being curious and learning new skills and meeting new people. You see, when you're curious, you ask questions, you research, you learn, you seek knowledge in anything and everything. Over time, that puts you ahead of most people. So encourage yourself to ask questions about everything that piques your interest. What is the story behind it? How can it be improved? The answers will give you extra knowledge and wisdom that you can use for the rest of your life. Reading books, articles, and magazines on different topics is a really good way to learn new things, but you don't even have to do that. You can just be curious during conversations with other people. Show genuine interest in the lives and stories of the people that you meet, because everyone has a unique journey, and you can learn a lot just by listening and asking them the right questions. And when you do that, you connect with people at a much deeper level. You learn more about them, and you can form meaningful connection. Lesson number 4, build healthy habits. Your 20s are by far the best time to drop any bad habits that you formed as a teen. Maybe it's waking up late every day, not making your bed, not exercising. Take this time in your 20s to build and develop new healthy habits, like having a consistent skincare routine, getting 8 hours of sleep, eating healthy foods. What you don't want is to go through your 20s acting like a teenager, then trying to fix it later on when you're 30. It's a lot easier to develop new habits earlier on in life. In your 20s, you can adapt and change a lot faster. Your brain is still developing, and according to science, it's only fully developed around 25. You also tend to have more time in your 20s. You probably don't have kids, you have fewer commitments and responsibilities, which means you have more flexibility to learn and create these new habits. And let's not even talk about the actual physical benefits of being in shape and healthy in your 20s. It's so much harder to get in great shape in your 30s. Your body just doesn't recover as fast. It doesn't change as quickly as in your 20s. This is the best time to do it. Lesson number 5, embrace your failures. Everyone, and I mean every single person in the world, will fail at some point. Trust me, it's not the end of the world. In fact, it's just the beginning of your learning curve. Embrace your failures, whether it's a breakup, a job rejection, or a personal setback. They're just your stepping stones to success. Learn from your mistakes, adapt, and keep pushing forward. Every successful person has a failure story. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school team. Walt Disney was fired from his job at a newspaper early on in his career because they said that he lacked imagination. Steven Spielberg was rejected from film school 3 times. So never look at it as rejection, it's always redirection. Learn from it and move on. Don't let it destroy you, because your failures will make your success story that much better. And I want you to be successful, so check out the social media success system in the description below. It's theinfluencersystem.com. And watch this video if you want to know 7 glow up tips that will absolutely change your life. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you soon.